What is up, guys? It is finally time for new system test 1. This has been long waited and I finally got it done. Many of you have been wondering what the new control panel is because you saw the time lapse, and now I'll show it to you. This is my new FCI 7100 2D addressable fire alarm control panel. I got this from an electrician that works for the school district that I got to know pretty well last year. And he offered this to me and a lot of devices, and I mean a lot of stuff that he gave to me that was removed from, well, most of it was removed from an elementary school, and him and this other local company worked together and got a whole bunch of stuff for me. I really appreciated it. That was a great few days that I had when I got all the stuff. So this is the control panel. You can see that the conduit is even a little different. You may notice that the lighting is different too in here. That's because I made the drop ceiling bigger. See, there's the parabolic light. The drop ceiling takes up the entire span of the room now. You can see it goes from wall to wall. Yeah, and the light is wired into the switch. I'll do a whole separate video on that a different time. But I was going to do a camera test with my new iPad mini I got for my birthday on Sunday, but the camera has such an extreme zoom in, I decided not to. But I'm just using my iPod now. Hopefully it doesn't die because it has a low battery. Anyway, this is such a flexible control panel. It's amazing. I also received 500 feet of FPLP fire alarm wire. This is 2-conductor wire. It's very nice. I'm using it in a lot of parts in the system. He also included these modules for me. This is a relay module to activate other panels, and this is a control module which allows you to have a remote NAC. All you do is you hook this into the SLC and supply it with 24 volts, and whenever the control panel goes into alarm, this thing basically activates a relay and it gives out a NAC, a separate isolated NAC, and it is supervised, so that's nice. I also got a bunch of these attic heats, which I am going to use them. I just haven't got a chance to put them up yet. There's the old system and some conventional smoke detectors down there. That's not addressable. That's the conventional one. So let's go over some of the devices I have up. Here I have my FCIMS7A addressable. It's essentially a Firelight BG12LX, just the FCI version of it. Here I have my FCI ASD PL2F photoelectric smoke detector, and it's on a system sensor base, so it kind of took me a while to figure out how to wire it, but it does work on other brand bases. And you can see I'm using some of the fire alarm wire up there that goes to the conduit. So yeah. Out here is another one of them. This is in where the i3 used to be, and you can see there's another wire coming out of it. And that goes all the way down here to the other end of the living room, way down here, to another one. This is above the entertainment center, like in the very corner. So I figured it would be practical to have one there. And I don't know if I'm satisfied with that ugly wire going across the ceiling, so I'm probably not going to keep that there, but who knows. Here in the very dark kitchen, I don't have the main light on, I have this addressable heat detector. This is an FCI ATD HL2F. This is a very high intensity heat detector. This will activate at 190 degrees, so I guess that's good for in here, I suppose. So yeah, that's hooked into the SLC. Down here I have my conventional BG12 hooked to a monitor module, and this is a silencing switch that I built. This is a dual monitor module, which means it has two conventional circuits. It has the BG12 and the switch hooked to it, so whenever I push this it'll light up. That's just to silence the alarms if there was an alarm. If you're in here cooking and you burn something and the fire alarm does go off, you can just quickly silence it right there. So I thought that was pretty handy. As for notification devices, this is not going to be a very loud system. I have my wheel lock RSS set to 15 candela. Out here in the hallway I have my wheel lock CH70 also set to 15 candela. The control panel is set to march time, and the smoke detectors have a PAS verification, which means I have a 15-second time limit to acknowledge it on the panel, if it is a false alarm. If I don't acknowledge it, then the alarms will sound. So let's get on with this test. I'll test the one in the hallway first. I'll do all the smoke detectors and then the pole stations. And I will be using the silent switch for all of them. Okay, here is the one in the southern one, I believe. I think this is the southern smoke detector. So we'll hold a magnet to it and it takes a while to activate. There it goes. You can hear the panel beeping in the background. I have 15 seconds till the alarms go off. PAS, north living room photo detector. There it goes. Very slow, code 3. So we'll walk all the way into the kitchen and we'll push the silent switch. So we'll wait till it chimes again and I'll push it. There we go, you can see the light illuminated for a second. Now it is silenced. That button allowed me to do audible silence. I have NAC2 set for non-silenceable, so we'll acknowledge the alarm. We're not going to reset yet. Now we'll do this smoke detector that's way far away from that one. So this will take a second. Sometimes this one doesn't like to activate. And I do not believe there's going to be a 15-second delay, because it's already an alarm, so. Come on. Oh, it tried to. Come on. Oh. There it goes. That one has some trouble activating sometimes. Okay, and silence. There we go, silenced. Alarm, south living room photo, acknowledge. And they are not synchronized. This panel is not new enough to have wheel lock sync. It's because the firmware isn't updated yet. I'm going to try to update it eventually. Here we are in the kitchen with the heat detector, and this one should activate instantly, so here we go. Yeah. Can you hear that way out in the distance? There we go, silenced. Now we'll just pull this pull station since we're in here. Alarm, kitchen thermal detector, and alarm, kitchen pull station. So we're going to acknowledge both of those. And we can silence it from in here. Signal silence. There we go. You can see that's illuminated now. Now we will do this detector that's in my drop ceiling. There it goes. Alarm, Connor's room photo detector. Oh, misspelled photo. Whoops. So, there we go. Now we can pull the BG12. Or actually MS7 because it's FCI. Connor's room pull station. I'll go silence it in the kitchen. There we go, now it's silence, and while I'm in here, I'm just going to reset the BG12 so I don't forget. You can see the little LED is on. Yeah, so now I guess it's time to reset. This has a very fast reset for an addressable control panel. You can see the custom banner, and the time and date is correct. Yeah. By the way, some of you were asking about this simplex clock. I did get this on eBay for 12 bucks. Very, very cheap. And it's just running on 120 volts plugged into the wall. It is not on a controller, but I am going to try to get a controller if I can afford one. But yeah, you can see it is running. And it is at the correct time. This thing's been plugged in for probably 3 or 4 months, and it hasn't lost its time. Now I'll give you a tour of the inside of this control panel. This takes 2 keys. Here's your 2 NACs, the relays, the 2 SLCs. I'm only using one of them because I only have very few devices. Auxiliary power and annunciator hookups. I don't have the plugs, but I'm going to try to order some on eBay. Here's the dialer output. This has 2 dialers in it, and I do plan on using them. But I need to get a magic jack first because I want to have a designated telephone line for it. There's a RJ11 port to connect it to my computer. I do have the programming software. The electrician did give me the software. And it does work. I just need to get the adapter from RJ11 to USB or to serial or whatever. I have the cable. I just need the serial adapter, which I'm going to be getting one on eBay since they're very cheap. Here are the batteries. I got batteries with this control panel, so I have 4 PowerSonic batteries now. I thought this was hilarious. This control panel is FCI, and the old panel is radionics. If I take this key out, prove to you it turns. This key will work on the FCI panel. Very weird. This is a radionics key. Very weird. Don't know why. Maybe I'll change the coding options on here. I'll change it to March time. So we're going to go to Menu, Config. There we go. Now we go to Global, Codes, and then right now it's set to Temporal. We'll change it to March time. 120 beats. Okay, and then back. This panel says it's 120 beats, but it's really not. You'll see why when I activate it. That's not 120 beats. That's 60 beats. So now I'll reset, and I'll show this LED turn off. There it goes, back to normal. Yeah, so this has been a very nice panel, and it is hardwired again. And I got rid of that power input thing. I really didn't like that, and now I have this blank face GFCI. I was going to put this blank face in a long time ago, but I decided not to because I've had people take the idea from me because, you know, they wanted to. So I decided to wait. Whatever. This thing is jam-packed with features. It's amazing what this thing can do. We can try to do a drill. Put in my password. Okay, we'll do drill. Yeah, so it's in drill mode right now. And since it's in fire drill, you can't acknowledge the alarm or silence it. You have to go back into the menu and push drill 1. There you go. And for whatever reason, when you take it out of drill mode, the SLC decides to turn off. I don't know why, it just goes off, so you have to do a reset. Then you'll see it'll go back on. Oh! There we go. I thought it didn't reset, because this button is a lamp test button as well. Yeah, that was a lamp test. You may notice that everything in the system was all Honeywell. Honeywell panel, Honeywell pole, Honeywell alarms, even Honeywell smokes. These are actually a Velocity series. Again, if anybody from the district is watching this, I really want to say thank you, personally. I really, really appreciate what you've done. I got it all working, no troubles, and I managed to use pretty much every single device. Except for that, I forgot to mention this. This is a FCIMS 2 pole station that I received with a monitor module soldered onto it. This was in the kitchen for a while, but I decided to take it out since the monitor module's out there. Maybe I can do a battery test really quick. I'll unplug it. There we go, we got, if you can read that, fault, AC line. SLC is still blinking, so we'll pull the pull station in the kitchen again. This time we'll key activate. This is running fully on battery. First alarm, kitchen, pull station. Yeah, you can see AC power light is off. And there's a trouble, so. The backlight comes back on if there's some activity on the screen. There's the power trouble. Now I'll plug it back in. I love the sound this thing makes when you plug it in. Makes that very loud boing noise. There we go. Back to normal. Anyway, this was a very long video. I hope you guys enjoyed new System 1. Please stay tuned. More videos are soon to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.